Then comes a slightly mysterious scene. We're looking at Asuka from outside through a round window. He's manipulating something. They've started carrying out a plan. Kotoba no yudachi. And you see Chage soldering some mysterious equipment. 答えを出さない。それが答えのような。And you see Asuka doing something like hacking on a computer. I'm sorry, let me clear some boards. This can go, not this. So many boards today. I still need all these. This one. This too. These are all foreshadowing. Phew. I don't like this. It's so hard to talk about this anime. Okay. 答えを出さない。それが答えのような。Asuka looks into the computer screen with this facial expression of, I did it! Then Chage walks in with the strange equipment in his hand. So it looks like the two have finally figured out a way to deceive the system and rescue the girl. So, from the bridge part, and all the way until the A melody of verse 2, shows the story where Chage and Asuka decide to rescue the girl, then succeed in preparing for their mission. それが答えのような。Things go faster from here. Somehow, they've managed to get the protective clothing as they walk. 針の消えた時計の文字を読むような。Then behind them are those big symbols on the wall, like saying, "Go ahead, read them." As the lyrics here say, 読む or read. Now, one of the devices Chage was making sends gas into these suits through mouths. It doesn't kill the people inside, but just inflates the suits so that they can't move. Compared to those cruel scenes in the beginning, the scene is rather comical. We almost can't believe something cruel happened before. Chage and Asuka beat these inspectors one by one. B melody goes, Kimi to boku subete o. Here, the two leave the laboratory and enter into a red room. Things happen so smoothly here, but it's depicted as comedy. It makes you giggle and feel relaxed. The control room in the back is protected by laser beams and barriers and so many sensors. Kimi to boku subete o mitomete shimau ni wa wakasugiru. The device that Chage was soldering earlier disables all the sensors. Then they savagely climb up the machinery like monkeys. Then they take the girl out of the container. The lyrics aren't written on the board, but we're in the B melody part. It goes, Mitomete shimau ni wa wakasugiru. Oh yay! Chage and Asuka carry the girl and run away through the hallway. It's still a comical scene. Oh, it's already been 50 minutes? Oh no, I only got to do half. This is insane. Free part's going to be longer than an hour. I'm sorry. Well, just think of this scene as a comedy like Lupin the Third. On your mark. This is the hook again. Then Chage starts taking off his suit and he can't help smiling. The girl is still covered by cloth. There was the bridge part before the hook, so I guess he couldn't wait anymore. Itsumo hashiri daseba. And they push the girl into the truck. Next. Itsumo hashiri daseba. The truck wheels spin vigorously, then the tires expand due to the centrifugal force. Then the truck starts moving. It really feels like watching Lupin the Third up to this point. And then you start seeing more actions. Hayarino. The truck is leaving the building. Hayari no kaze ni yarareta. Then the truck comes out of the exit. Okay, I'll just move to the next image. It's a large image. It's a scene where the truck is escaping. Here is the truck. On your mark. The hook repeats for the second time. Then the camera pans from bottom to up. Then gradually you see that the entire city was an underground dome. So Chage and Asuka have escaped from the underground and go up the road. Then you can slightly see the ground. It's a scene that tells us Chage and Asuka are heading to the ground. Now these tiny dots are the patrol planes. So they get on a highway, see the ground level, and think they've made it. However, those patrol planes that attacked the cult earlier are coming down in a group to attack their truck. This one scene explains a lot. On your mark, bokura ga. Then what was it? Oh yeah. Kore o nakusenai no wa. One after another, the police planes come down to get them. These planes are pretty scary. They come really close to the truck. They come so close to the point you can see the pilots in the cockpit of this plane. They come down as if they were trying to crush the truck. This is the viewpoint of Chage and Asuka, the girls between them. The two are in the front seats, and they're looking at the spinning pilot lamp attached to the bottom of the patrol plane. The plane uses its own weight to crush the truck. Kore o nakusenai no wa yume no shinzo megakete. Next. Yume no shinzo megakete. And you see Asuka desperately accelerating the truck in order to dodge this plane. Bokura to yobi ao tame. Here, Chage is still holding the girl. The plane lands on the highway to crush the truck. The plane destroys the highway road. It resembles a scene in Raputa where the castle in the sky collapses. Okay. The plane hits the highway and explodes. The truck falls off the highway. The highway is completely destroyed. Now, after the truck falls from the highway, next, 4 minutes and 18 seconds. This is where the hook ends. Then a long bridge part begins. Chan, 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 chan. In the first hook, the two rescued the girl and let her fly away. It's a happy ending. But in the second hook, it's a failure, which is effective in order to emphasize the comeback of Chage and Asuka in the later half. There are many good scenes, even though it's a bridge to the later half. It shows a failure, but there's so much to see. This bridge part is 25 seconds long. During that part, the truck slowly drops. Then Chage and Asuka get out of the truck to let the girl go. This is one of the good scenes. Next, they are trying to let the girl go. Asuka keeps telling her to fly, but the girl somehow doesn't fly. Chage also encourages her. This scene has no sound except for the song, which makes it better. It's like watching a silent film, because you can't hear them talk and only hear the music. You can directly feel the kindness of the two men. They seem to be saying, "Don't worry about us, just fly." But the girl won't let her hands go and keeps shaking her head, "No." Well, there's more to it, which I'll explain later. Or maybe I'll explain now. Remember how I often say there are meanings to the directions people face? It's stage direction theory in Japan. When a character is facing left, they have the control to move the situation forward. But when they're facing right, like the girl in this image, they try to stop the situation. When she falls, she's looking towards the right. But as she continues to fall, she slowly changes direction. This means the girl is trying so hard to stop Asuka and Chage from falling. The change in the direction of her face depicts that without using any lines. But somehow, she doesn't use her wings to save the two men. I'll explain this mystery later on. But here, just remember how the positions of camera or the directions actors are facing can be very meaningful. Chage and Asuka tell her to leave them and fly, but the girl doesn't let go of their hands. As you can see, the three of them free fall with the truck towards the bottom of the city as if they're falling all the way into an abyss. I think this scene is pretty cruel. Really, if you see the movie, you see them fall straight into the center of the screen, to the bottom, until they're too small to even recognize. It's so hopeless. Like I said, this bridge part is so well made, partly because there are no lyrics. The girl tries to save Chage and Asuka, but fails. She somehow doesn't use the wings. Then the truck falls endlessly. You feel that there is no hope. This is when you hear a shout, "Soshite bokura wa." Then the third hook. A melody, B melody, the first sabi, then A and B melody of verse 2. The second hook, a long bridge, then you hear the shout, "Soshite bokura wa." Now you hear the third hook. In terms of the anime, what happens now is that they go back in time. The slaughter scene comes back. On your mark, itsumo hashiri daseba. Then the rescue scene also comes back. Next, hashiri daseba. Oh, wrong direction again. The girl flies all the way up to the sky, so high that her wings shine like silver. Now, I'm sure some people explain that this story has multiple endings. But that's not what's happening. Miyazaki doesn't belong to that generation. So multiple endings, no endless 8. Trust me. A creator from his generation would come up with something different. Hashiri daseba. And you see the angel ascend. The escaping scenes repeat several times for some reason. Hayari no kaze ni yarareta. With the same hook, on your mark, sore demo. And you think, same thing again? Oh. This one first. You think it's just repeating? Then suddenly, you see jets coming from the truck. Bokura ga sore demo yamenai no wa. You see these jet flames from everywhere. And it doesn't only save them from falling, but it starts ascending. I mean, how the hell, right? Well, the storyboard says, with guts. It actually does, indeed. Sore demo yamenai no wa. Yume no shinzo megakete. The truck keeps ascending inside the underground city. But it collides into a residential building. It's almost at the top of the building. The truck flies that high with the jet. Ikesou ki ga suru kara. Then they get out of the house into a hallway, which looks like a ghetto. They run away with the girl in their arms. This also resembles a comical scene in Lupin III. You hear the third hook. It feels like the time has rewinded, and they are starting the mission over. The storyboard here says eternal recurrence. I'll explain what that means later. This scene where the truck turns into a rocket seems to lead to the happy ending. Then Ikesou ki ga suru kara. Then another hook. Soshite bokura wa. Then suddenly they're driving a luxury sports car inside this tunnel. On your mark, itsumo hashiri daseba. Then you see a sign that says caution. Life is not guaranteed. And this one says, caution, sunlight ahead. After passing these signs, they get out of the tunnel. As they go outside, they see these strange buildings. Hayari no kaze ni yarareta. So they have successfully escaped the underground. They're all smiling. The scene looks like a happy ending. Okay, we got up to the escape. I'll clear the boards up to number 60. 60s go here. There are so many boards that I numbered them. Otherwise, it gets too chaotic. 50s here. Maybe here. I'm almost done, sorry. As they leave the tunnel, they see that grotesque black building far in the distance. Hayari no kaze ni yarareta. Here's a gate with another warning. It says extreme danger. Then again, on your mark. Then the scene goes back to the first uninhabited town that appeared in the beginning.